To the insurance company that did me wrong. I've moved on and am happily insured with another. Bless your pea-picking heart. It was just never meant to be betwixt us. You gave me automobile insurance apprehension, and Geico has come along and in just 15 minutes given me new car insurance and made me as jubilant as a newborn lamb in springtime. And Paul has given Geico his approval. That's one thing you never had. Joyful with another. Clara May in Columbia.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Put your name on it. Just put your name on it. That's all I say. Be a man or a woman. Put your name on it.
Well, I'd like to hear about it, potheads.
How the fuck you gonna know how to be great if you don't study greatness? Look at the game tape.
Donuts.
If you want a battle, it's either that you will or you won't.
You know, you're not a bad-looking man, Mr. Gals.
But you are, Blanche. You are in that chair.
There's something wrong with us. Something very, very wrong with us.
Hey, man.
Ready to go?
Let's do it.
Are you recording? Are we rolling? Brooks Wheelan. My good friend Brooks Wheelan, and now we're actually in Fake Mustache Studios with actual microphones, Brooks Wheelan, and we're not almost fist fighting on my front yard.
Yeah, we're not like sweating as we like quietly talk into a table, like in your garage.
Yeah, I got like a app on my phone, and you and I had to sit like ear to ear just so both of our voices could be heard.
Well, you just like sweating, like, I almost fucked you up, dude. And I'm like, I know, I don't know why, man.
Well, we'll revise it briefly because people that heard the episode already know. But Brooks and I plan to do a podcast, and I didn't run it through Corey, who's recording today. And so basically, I forgot.
Yeah, you forgot and almost fought me.
Well, you rang my doorbell after I put my kid to bed, and you didn't say like, "Hey, it's Brooks." You just stood there like, "Hey, what's going on?"
Hey, dude, what's up?
And I said, "You need to." And in my mind, you do that thing when you see somebody and they say hi to you. And you know this from being on like Saturday Night Live, when like somebody recognizes you, you're like, do I? Because they come, it's like a friendly, like they know you.
Yeah, they think you went to high school together. Like, wait, how do I know?
And like, hey, what's up? And your instinct for years is to go, hey, what's up? And it took me like 15 years to realize it's perfectly okay to go, I'm sorry, I don't know who you are.
Yeah.
Because it goes against the grain of nice guys like you and I.
Right.
To just go, nope, don't know you. But I did the Rolodex in my head when you were on my front stoop. And I said, because we had never met, I only tweeted. And I said, you need to get out of here now. And you said, my son's little plasma bike was by the door. And instead of saying like, no, it's Brooks, we're supposed to podcast, you said, how about I steal this bike?
Yeah.
And I said, buddy, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, he did.
And then I closed the door and I turned off all the lights on the inside of my house so you couldn't see in. And I went to call ADT, my security company.
Right.
And then I picked up my phone and said, hey, it's Brooks, I'm here. And I went, oops.
Yeah, well, I was just like fucking flabbergasted out in your front yard. Like, what is this? What are we doing?
Well, the thing that made me pause was you said, how long are you going to go on with this bit?
Oh, yeah, because I was like, you're committing to this bit, man. You're
yeah.
Like, get the fuck out. I was like, oh, okay.
It was the word bit that gave me pause once I was in the house, because no, like, meth head that walks up from the beach knows, like, bit. That's a very specific comedic word.
For sure.
And then there's like, hey, Brooks, I'm here. But now we're here, Mohr Stories podcast with Brooks Wheelan, who has a CD coming out. When you listen to this, unless you're backlogged, January 27th, it's called This Is Cool, right? That's the name of Brooks Wheelan's CD. I don't think you can pre-order it.
No,
Brooks
I doubt
hasn't figured that out yet.
Yeah, I don't know a lot about the process.
So just write this down.
January 27th. Listen to my album. I like it a bunch.
And it's called This Is Cool, right?
This Is Cool, right?
How long is the album? An hour?
Yeah, 55 minutes.
How many tracks?
I just did that the other day. I think there's like 11 or 12.
Any like sketches, like a hip hop album?
No sketches, just straight stand up. I do. It closes on rejected SNL sketches. I talk about.
That's a good thing for you and I to run with today.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I closed like maybe 10 minutes of a bunch of ideas I had at the show.
You last time you were on the podcast, and oh, by the way, message from my wife. Please tell Brooks if I was not married and he didn't have a girlfriend he was in love with, I would completely throw myself at him inappropriately, and I don't usually act like Kathy Moriarty. And I asked her, "What do you mean by that?"
Yeah.
And it's when you rang the doorbell. We were upstairs laying in bed watching like Dateline, and she goes, "Who the fuck is that?"
Oh yeah, she was real.
And then when you shook
tough.
when you shook hands with her, she was wearing like boxer shorts and a wife beater with like actual like chili on it. She goes, "Please tell him I actually do look like a woman at times."
Okay.
And I find
yeah, I know. I've seen her on TV. She's such a babe.
She is a babe.
Yeah.
If only she thought how other people thought. She lives in this
ladies,
world of social media where like people are like, "What the fuck? Like you're ugly," and she believes them as opposed to the people that tell her how beautiful she is all the time.
I look at like Twitter comments and I'm like, this person's mean, and then my girlfriend's like, just don't look at that. I'm like, I know, like. I wish I was.
I've blocked probably 2,000 people. So when I go to Twitter, it's just this tower of babble of people washing my balls.
That sounds great.
And anybody goes like, "Hey, I watched The Groomsman. I really didn't think it was that good." Block.
Yeah,
like, even ambiguity.
Yeah, even like somebody's like, "Why weren't you on Saturday Night Live last night?" People who don't know I was fired. I'm like, block. I don't want to. Yeah,
block them all.
Just like nice people, maybe.
We don't need to know that we're worse than we already think we are.
Oh my God. Yeah. No way.
The old hip hop albums always had like sketches, and you'd see like one album, like some albums would sell way more than others. And I think it was social, economic, very basic means. Like, okay, I have $14 to buy a CD. This one has 10 tracks, and it could be like, Public Enemy, a classic,
right?
Or you get like Onyx, and there's like 40 tracks, but like 15 of them are guys like going, "Hey," like walking into like a liquor store, like doing a sketch.
Yeah.
Or like guy smoking a joint.
Half of it is,
like,
half of it's they're all gonna laugh at you.
Your mom plays soccer with a medicine ball. Just weird, crazy, stupid sketches.
And then I bought some like NWA on vinyl, and then it just goes in and out of sketches. I'm like, oh, I just want to listen to this music. I
didn't even know NWA had sketches.
No, it's just like it's like interstitial stuff. I don't know if it's full-on sketches, but then they just talk for a little bit. I'm like, okay, just like the music.
It's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
You never see like a rock band. You never see like Aerosmith in between like Ragdoll and Love in an Elevator. Like, "Hey man, are you gonna drink all this by yourself?"
I don't know. I could use a little bit of help.
I haven't decided yet. Would you like to have some? Steven Tyler of Aerosmith.
Sure.
SNL sketches that got rejected. I thought that'd be a good thing. Let me get this Amazon thing going here, Brooks. As you know, you can buy, buy Brooks' CD on Amazon using the Amazon banner at jmohr.com.
That sounds great.
Go
Listen
to
it.
Amazon. It's foolish. Take it off your toolbar. Clear your cookies. I've been told. I don't know what it means. But replace Amazon on your toolbar with jmohr.com. Then anytime you want to shop at Amazon, go to my website, click the Amazon banner. Basically, Amazon just wants to know that you got there through my website. It makes me look like a big shot. And if you email me...
That sounds nice.
It is nice. And I'll read what you bought. Like our friend Pete Osterman, who wrote, "Hey, Jay Moors." Everybody that I've worked with, like crazy, like Ed Burns when we did The Groomsman, said, "Jay Moors." Louis Guzman, "Hey, what's up, Jay Moors?"
What is it?
Tracy Morgan, Jay Moors, yeah. Everybody puts an S on my name. Al Pacino, Jay Moors.
That sounds great.
Not joking, they really have my whole life.
I don't know why. It makes no sense.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
But I do like there are people in life that put S's on names.
Right.
Like, what are you doing, a podcast with Brooke Whelan's?
Well, yeah, and they've switched my S's around. Yeah, people don't say the S on my first name most of the time. They're like, "Oh, it's Brooke." I'm like, "Well, okay, that's close enough." I never correct anybody.
Hey, agua.
Yeah.
It's water related, your name, right?
Sure, yeah, it's a stream.
What's your middle name?
Patrick.
Brooks Patrick Wheelan.
Yeah.
That's a cool name.
It's all right. I don't know.
What do you mean? I think it's nice.
I like it.
What middle name would you choose? Mine's Ferguson.
Your middle name's Ferguson?
My mom's maiden name. Keep laughing,
you
dick.
nerd.
I'm not a nerd. I'm
Ferguson.
Scottish.
Yeah, man, that's great.
How do you make your porn name? It's your first pet in the street you grew up on?
Yeah, and then also whatever bad thing your dad did to you is the middle of it. I don't know.
Oh, so I would be scamper, rectal thermometer with hands on the shoulders.
I didn't grow up like on a street. I just grew up. We just had a rural route 3. There was no street name. I just lived
you're
like,
from you're
in the
from Iowa,
fucking
right?
middle of nowhere.
You're
Yeah.
from Iowa?
Yeah.
Rural route?
Rural route 3. Box.
Rule?
Yeah, I don't know. I
Like
didn't
a
just,
ruler?
No, it was just you would do RR3. And
But
then
the R stood for rule.
rural route.
Rural.
Rural route.
So
But-
route is for a porn guy. Route's good.
yeah, rural route 3. Yeah,
What was your first pet ever?
Sadie. So Sadie,
Sadie Route.
rural route 3.
No, just Sadie Route.
Oh, I like it. I'll take it.
That sounds like a tranny name.
Yeah. What about you? What was yours? What are you doing?
Ferguson Valley. Oh no, Scamper Ferguson.
I like that.
Scamper. This guy used the Amazon banner at jmohr.com. His name is Pete Osterman, and he's a musician. Hey, J Moors. Just wanted to let you know I bought a gross, I don't know what unit of measure that is for guitar picks, a gross of 60 Delrin Tortex guitar picks from the Amazon website that I got by clicking on the Amazon banner at jmohr.com. I am a working musician, and listening to the More Stories podcast helps me pass time driving to gigs. If you or any of my fellow Mooriers ever find yourself needing a singer-guitarist, hit me up at www.petemann2ns.com. I always give out the plug. I don't give a shit.
Give out the plug.
Yeah, go ahead. PeteMann, MANN.com. Thanks, man. Pete Mann, the one-man band, a.k.a. Pete Osterman. So if any of you guys out there need a singer-songwriter for, I don't know, a wedding or something.
With no genre to pick from, just no matter
Pete,
what
Pete,
band.
He'll hook you up.
Yeah, he'll do any genre.
We need a little out of touch. I'm so lost without you.
You nailed it.
And then right into boom, 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 let's go back to my room. That's what you know.
I could come in and do your interstitial skits on any of your albums. I can't
Boom.
sing on them.
Oh, God damn it. I love callbacks.
Yeah, I'll just walk in. I could walk into almost any gas station. That's
How about
what
I
they
steal
all
your
are.
bike?
Yeah.
You just show up at everybody's wedding. How about I steal your bike?
This is the funniest sketch I heard of that got pitched this year. That I'm not at SNL, but my friend, this guy Tim Robinson, writes there now, who's so funny. This was a sketch that he pitched that just fucking killed me.
And it didn't get on?
No, it was just in the pitch meeting. It was just like I don't know if it was so funny to me.
But did it get on or not?
I don't know if they wrote it. I don't even know if I should say it, but he told it to me. It's just funny.
Why? Hold on. Why? It's not government secrets, and it's SNL sketches that may or may not have gotten on the air. So what's the? I don't know if I.
No,
should
but
say
it's maybe he's saving this joke for something else, but I doubt it because it's just really funny.
Pete Robinson.
No, Tim Robinson.
What did I say?
Pete Robinson.
That's what I meant. He's gonna change his name. You watch.
No, he was on the show for a season, and then he's a writer there. But okay, here's the sketch that you pitch on Monday to whoever the host is. You just sit around in a fucking circle and then you yell ideas at whoever the host is. This was Tim Robinson's. It's like. Do
you know who the host was?
No, I don't remember.
Sometimes that is important.
Yeah, it was just two people sitting at sitting in a convenience store, and one of them goes to the other one. He's like, "Hey, you look good. You know, anything different?" And then the guy goes, "Yeah, I've lost a little bit of weight." And then as soon as he says that, burglar kicks the door in and goes, "On the ground, fatso." God damn it! I fucking butchered it, but it made me laugh so hard.
Why?
Why?
You butcher it? I think it's funny.
Yeah, okay. Well, it really made me laugh when he told it. Just like,
and then I imagine the burglar just continues. The guy that goes, "Yeah, I lost a little weight," just keeps going. "Listen to me, you fat bastard. Move over. I better see some chubby little fingers behind your back."
Exactly. The dude's like, "I do feel a little good about myself. I've been losing a little bit of weight."
Your one season on SNL, fired from New York at Saturday night, is the tweet that put you over the top in the social consciousness. And
for sure.
Huh?
Yeah.
CD is this is cool, right? By Brooks Wheelan, Wheelan. Because when you pitch on Monday to the host, most hosts, you'll agree, just nod and they just want to get out of there because it's awkward. There are 45 people on Lorne Michaels' floor like you're filming Zoom.
Right.
Like a kid show. And we're all just sitting there or standing against the walls. There's only two chairs. Lorne is behind his desk. I know you know this, but for the listener.
Yeah.
Lorne's behind his desk and there's two chairs on the other side of Lorne's desk. The host sits in one and the head writer sits in the other. When I was there, it was Jim Downey. And when you were there, who was it?
Nobody sat in the other chair while I was there.
Empty chair.
Seth was the head writer when I was there, and Seth stood in the doorway.
Seth Meyers.
Yeah.
And and I want to revisit this. You said Seth Meyers, the nicest, coolest human being, and we should all be very happy with his success, and that made me happy. I always ask people, like, who's the biggest dick you ever worked with? But I always follow it up with, like, who is the nicest, so we can reward them and celebrate them.
Yeah,
Seth Meyers is a good guy doing good things.
Seth Meyers is the fucking man. That guy was so
good.
nice. Yeah. He's just really great.
But he wouldn't sit in the chair?
No, he stood in the doorway. He chilled. I mean, he was such like, he's a writer. I mean, all the head writers are, but he's, a man of the people. Just hangs in the back.
Who was the strangest host that actually said, because at the end of the pitch meeting, you go in a semicircle, and if you have no ideas, you try to decide, because Lorne will either look to his left or look to his right. It's a giant half circle with people sitting on the floor, and he'll start either to his left or to his right and go around the room. So if you have no ideas, you want to be last to his immediate right or his immediate left.
Right.
And it's a split decision. And then as people go through the room with their ideas, you just come up with some bullshit that you're not going to write.
Oh, for sure. I don't know if I talked about it last time. The first thing I was ever going to pitch was taken by somebody. And in the first pitch meeting, it was Tina Fey was hosting. And I had this dumb idea for a pitch of like, the new guys show Tina how the show works. That was going to be what I pitched for the first episode. And then he was like, okay, you pitch first. He picked, I think, probably like Eric Kinward, who is the script supervisor there now, who was a writer there for a long time. And he was like, the new guys tell Tina how the show works. And
that son of a bitch.
My idea for the first pitch ever, I'm just like, oh, shit!
Did you share it with him?
Gone. No, I did.
So he read your mind and
I blanked out. I don't remember what I said. I literally, it just like went around, and when it got to me, fucking words came out of my mouth, and I don't know what they were.
My first pitch meeting, I was last, thankfully.
I read this in your book.
I was right to the right of Lauren's desk, and he went all the way around the room, and I had nothing. And then Dave Mandel, who's a wildly successful writer now, Seinfeld, etc., he did something about Barney the dinosaur.
Yeah.
But it was kind of Mandel is an incredible writer, but this pitch was kind of like a rambling, weird road and didn't really go anywhere. But he did say, somewhere in there was the words Barney the dinosaur. Yeah. And it was Charles Barkley was the host. And then I just went, I thought about the night, like literally the person next to me was speaking. And I was like, Barkley. And I was just going through everybody else's ideas, trying to think of something. And Barkley at the time had Barkley versus Godzilla Nike commercials. So I go, I have an idea where it's Barkley versus Barney the dinosaur.
Right.
And you'd film it just like, and they just said, wow, that's great. And that was the opening, cold open of the actual first episode ever.
Yeah.
And then Al Franken showed up, and we were supposed to film it in the gym. I thought I was just going to run the show. Yeah. And then Senator Al Franken's like, no, nobody wanted to see Barney get kicked in the balls. And I was like, no, actually, I think everybody wants to see Barney. So, like, it's my first 4 days there, and I'm actually arguing with Al Franken at Hunter College at a gym at 6 a.m.
Oh, my God.
And Barkley was shooting baskets on the other end, and swear to God, missed, I counted, 22 consecutive jump shots. Like, not just brick.
Right.
And then I went up to him and I said, man, you haven't even gotten rim. And he goes, I haven't touched the ball since the finals. So, like, when the finals were over, he just never, he's like, man, fuck, I'll get it when I need it.
Yeah, that's great.
I liked his attitude about it.
That's great.
And we had a good time. And what always bothered me is people would have fake pitches as an art form.
Dude, I fake pitched.
Better.
All they would do is fake pitch.
But the fake pitches were better than anything I ever thought of my whole time there.
But the fake pitches are really just one note pitches. They're just one joke. You just get a joke off, really.
Yeah.
So they don't work as sketches because they're just so dumb. My favorite fake pitch I had was a sketch called, it's a sketch called Advice from a Guy in a Mesh Tank Top. And that's all I said.
You should have renamed the sketch Nick Swartzen.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
You know what you need to do, dude? Bort. The fake sketches, Norm Macdonald, Kevin Nealon had the best fake pitches of all time. And I know I've spoken about this before, but we're going to dive a lot into SNL stuff. People like that, Brooks. Brooks cool. Wheelan, get a CD. This is cool, right? January 27th. And if Brooks figures out how this pre-order business works, you can use the Amazon banner, I guess. I don't care how you get it. Just support Brooks because he's cool. And he almost beat me up in my own home.
No, that's not true. I almost got a knee blown out in your home.
Kevin Nealon's fake pitch every week was, I got an idea for this. You live, those runaway truck ramps? You got a house, top one of those runaway. We did this last time?
No, I've just heard about it somewhere.
You got a house on one of the top of those runaway truck ramps, and you're eating dinner, and like a 18-wheeler crashes through the living room like every night. And then he would just go, and I'm working on Sandler with some other stuff.
Oh, that's great.
And then I was always like, write that.
Yeah.
And he was doing the news, so he really didn't have to write anything. Because when you do the news, they want to make sure you're concentrating on the news.
Yeah. That's where Che is over there now, who's a good pal of mine. And
Michael Che?
Yeah, I
love him. He better Michael Che, get on here soon.
He's great. He'll come out and
funny,
do this. Dude, he's so funny. I wrote a lot with him while I was there.
He was on when you were on?
He was a writer, yeah. Him and I wrote like a sketch a week together.
No wonder the show was so funny at that time. I'm serious. Good writers.
He was great. Yeah, we got one thing on. Che and I only got one thing on. It was 12 Years a Slave auditions where like the people didn't want to say the lines. Like I walked in, I was like, hey, I'm here to play friendly guy and field it. And then the casting people were like, you look like more of angry slave owner. So they gave me the sides, and then they're like, why don't you read with Marissa? And it was like Sashir Zamata, who's black, and then it was just me having to be really racist, read really racist things. I'm like, I don't want to say these words at all. It was pretty funny. It got on.
That was great.
Che and I wrote that. Yeah, it was fun.
It's funny you bring that up, 12 Years a Slave, because my wife is obsessed with, as she puts it, the whizification of movies, because they take The Wizard of Oz and they made it The Wiz.
Yeah.
Hugely successful. Diana Ross, Michael Jackson. And by the way, how is it not like social, just in our lexicon at all times and in our memory banks, that Michael Jackson in The Wiz actually said the words, "Some people go both ways."
I've never seen The Wiz.
What?
I'm from Iowa. We don't see The Wiz.
He's on down the road.
Yeah.
Whoa. It's great.
I will see it. I'll check it out.
It's basically Wizard of Oz with a lot of afros.
Yeah, that sounds great.
But now they're doing it like they remade like About Last Night with an all-black cast. And they remade Annie. And now Annie's like a young black gal.
Right.
Cameron Diaz is playing Carol Burnett's part. Some things are sacred.
Okay.
And I think Carol Burnett, anything she ever touched or will touch, like Carol Burnett does Sondheim on Broadway, a comedic icon, replaced with Cameron Diaz, a lady with jizz in her hair, and does a butt dance in every movie and dates A-Rod.
Funny jizz in her hair, though.
Yeah, but she's not Carol Burnett.
No, yeah, I know.
If you just put Carol Burnett back to give Black Annie, the Wizification Annie, a little, legitimacy.
I don't know.
I think they should go all the way with it, and I think they should just remake all like classic white movies with like do Annie Hall, like Wizify, and you're what Mammy Hall would call a real black.
Oh shit!
Just have like Tyler Perry dressed as like a rabbi at the end of the table.
Have you seen Top 5? I want to see Top 5. That looks.
I wind up seeing all of them. We watch all our movies in hotels. Our SpectraVision bill, they must think we're just like constantly fucking and watching porno, but we're actually watching like movies.
Yeah,
because we're not really into the porn at all. We find it repulsive. We're that couple.
Yeah, exactly.
As my wife says, "Where's your imagination?"
I like it.
And my wife, by the way, was sexually active at like 16.
Because she's cool.
So if anybody wants to read, like barely legal teens, I go tell my wife, like, what was that time you had like that 30-year-old guy when you were 16?
Oh,
and I go like, okay, I'm ready. And she went to Catholic school.
my friend was telling me last night that his girlfriend, he's like, my girlfriend's into wigs. It's awesome. It's like,
wigs?
Yeah, his girlfriend just puts wigs on. He's like, it's sweet. She puts a wig on. I'm like, I guess I get to fuck this chick now. Like, yeah, he loves wigs.
My wife went to Catholic school, so it's like, break out the Catholic school outfit. We'll bang out my wife is she has a higher libido than me. We've talked about it a lot on the show. What white classic movies do you think would be funny with an all-black cast?
Titanic. Yeah. I want an all-black Titanic.
Instead of drawing her, he's doing tag. He's doing graffiti tags.
Oh, yeah, he's tagging it.
What was her name in the movie?
Rose.
He's just tagging Rose all over the ship.
Yeah.
Who's tagging the fucking Titanic?
Yeah, that's really funny.
This thing's indestructible, but somebody's tagging it.
I wrote a sketch.
Said that like a tell.
I wrote a sketch with Louis C.K. where we were the two members of the Titanic band that didn't want to sink with the ship. Because the band, like this famous stories, they fucking played as it sank, and the whole time we're like, "What the fuck are we doing?"
Yeah. Hey, Camptown Races. 1, 2. No, I'm not playing.
Yeah, I was like, you can't even tell there's flute in this song. I'm out.
There's water in my flute.
Yeah, exactly.
Did that get on?
No.
You and Louis write a sketch, and they box Louis.
I wrote it it was when he hosted. He hosted while I was there. He didn't write that with me.
He's so goddamn funny.
He was the coolest fucking dude, man.
But he fucked us. All of us.
Why?
Because he was the first guy to put a special online.
Okay.
For $5. He's a multimillionaire. He owns a yacht.
He's awesome.
He could have said $14. You can get my special online. Download my special for $14. People would have done it anyway, and that would have been the price for all other comics.
Okay.
But now people that don't have money, you do a special, and it's at like $5. Like you can't go 6.
Yeah,
people are like, who does he think he is, Louis? So I always thought if I put a special online that you could download, I would either go like $3 and say like if I did press for it, go, well, that's because I'm not half the comedian Louis C.K. or Aziz Ansari is.
Right.
Or I would do it for like $7 or $10 and go, well, because I'm twice the comic Louis C.K. But I couldn't do that because people think I'm a dick anyway.
Yeah.
So I'd have to come in under $4.50. $4.
$4.99.
$4.99.
Yeah.
I think Greg Proops's Live from Musso and Frank's is actually like it's $4. Like he came in 50 cents under.
I like that a bunch.
Yeah. Titanic is great.
What about you?
Ordinary People would be good.
I've never seen Ordinary People.
What? It beat Raging Bull for Best Picture.
I haven't seen Raging Bull.
Well, then you're a fool.
Yeah, I know, man. I just haven't seen any old movies. Like.
Yeah, 1980 really is like. I mean, you might as well like just write Civil War stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I can't watch that.
What's your cutoff date?
I don't know. Happy Gilmore.
Jesus Christ.
Anything after Happy Gilmore, I'll check out.
Oh fuck! My wife had the best one. If it was an all, Annie Hall's a good one. Like if you guys can tweet at Brooks Wheelan, WHEELAN, and at JMoore37 what you think would be the best. First of all, Whizification is the best. Way to describe it.
You were at the show with Sandler. Sandler was there. He's like, my dude. Well, I got into comedy and shit. He showed up. I met him once at the show. It was the perfect way to meet, like your idol, where I was really depressed. So, like, I just found out I wasn't going to do Weekend Update and, like, just walked out of, like, the office.
Like a piece on Update.
Yeah, I'll go on Update and do stand-up.
I've had more things cut. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I just found out it wasn't going, and I walked out.
We're long, Brooks. We're taking away your Update.
Well, this was
piece.
Friday night, which was like, it was going to be my only thing in the show. And I was like, I got to go in. This is going to be my only thing. And they were like, no, we're not going to do it. And then I walked out. And that's when, like, Sandler walked down. It was on the 8th floor, like right outside of the studio. And then I see Sandler walking down. I'm like, I'll hang out here and say hi to Adam Sandler. Like, I was so depressed. Like, normally if I was happy to be like, oh my God, I can't talk. But he walked up and was like, hey, Adam Sandler, how's it going? You know this place sucks. Like, it was the best way to meet him.
It always worked out pretty good.
Yeah, actually, I kind of like it. But yeah, that was a great
Sandler
way.
got mad because when I wrote my book, I never said a single bad. I said bad things about Rob Schneider, and I said how Alan Cleghorn was so mean. It was like a good mean because you didn't even have to say hi to her in the hallway.
Okay.
Whereas like Schneider would be so mean, and then one day he'd walk into your office, start massaging your neck, and go, "How come we don't hang out, man?" Like if you're like battered child, like you're so confused. Whereas like Ellen was such a flaming, you know what?
Yeah.
Like when you saw her in the hallway, you never even had to look up.
Right.
And then Sandler, the only thing I wrote about Sandler in the book, Gasping for Airtime, was what bothered me was like I would write something brilliant for Weekend Update. They would cut it for quote unquote, we're running long. It got cut. We'll just pitch it next week. It's fine. But then then Sandler would write something on the spot. They would ask him. Basically, mine wasn't good enough. And then Sandler had like, when you're a headliner, when you're the reason people have assembled, when you play a theater, you have such leeway. Sandler had that on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, dude.
Which is, Eddie Murphy had it, Farley had it, like very few people, no matter, like the moment you just show up, they start applauding. Yeah. And I remember he literally would write like a song like, "Is a song, thank you, Norm. This is a song about my left thumb. Left thumb, you are the one. I like you much better than my right one."
Yeah.
And it would kill. And I'm
murder.
like, my shit got cut for left thumb. And that's all I wrote.
Yeah.
And then I saw him at a Clippers game, and I'm holding, my oldest boy was 3 at the time. I brought him to a Clipper game. Because 3-year-olds, by the way, they love to sit still for 3 hours past their bedtime.
Especially with the great Clippers at that time.
Yeah, no, Mike Dunleavy Clippers. And I went down to say hi to Sandler, literally kind of looked over his shoulder, looked back at the court, and over his shoulder went, "I just said nasty shit about me in your book, so why don't you get going?"
Oh,
and I was like,
man,
"Oh, read the book." I didn't say anything bad about Sandu.
Yeah, I love
schism.
He was so nice. He was very nice to me. to where I just lucked out how I met him sad. Because if I met him stoked, I would have fucking tried to get a photo with him and like panicked. But sad, I was just like, "What's up, man?"
I would like to set the record straight that Adam Sandler was always very nice to me when I was on Saturday Night Live, and I have nothing but good things to say about him. What if instead of the Wizification, what if we do famous black movies and make them white? What if we like redo Roots?
Well, I don't know if that's gonna work.
Seth Rogen is Chicken George.
Yeah. I mean, they showed us Roots in 5th grade in Iowa, and it fucking ruined our year. We were so devastated.
Oh, it's not like there's a lot of black people.
No, yeah, we were on our own little Iowa bubble, and then they're like, "Check out what you've done," and we're like, "Oh fuck, oh shit."
Kunta Kinte.
Yeah,
your name is Toby, boy.
Yeah, and I was like, "Dude, I just fucking shop at Hy-Vee, and that's what I know." Like, yeah, it was so gnarly.
James Franco is Kunta Kinte. They call. Geez, sorry. Adam Sandler in the Heat of the Night. They call me Mr. Tibbs. Best sketches that you've done, Brooks Wheelan. Oh, you know what? Here's some commercials, and then you don't want to miss this because Brooks and I are going to talk about the best sketches that we know would have killed that got cut from SNL. Listen to this.
To the insurance company that tried to break my heart. I am stronger than you ever gave me credit for. You thought I'd never leave? Well, today, I let you go. Today, I found Geico. In just 15 minutes, Geico has given me the sweet savings on my car insurance that you always promised, but never delivered. It's a brand new day, and the sun shines on my Geico automobile insurance policy with 1,000 golden rays. And never looking back. Nancy, in New York.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Brooks Wheelan, best sketch. First of all, it's worth repeating Buff Boys.
Little Buff Boys. Oh, yeah. Oh, I have the intro to Little Buff Boys. I had my friend. Are
you able to email it to Corey? So
I just play it into the microphone real quick here.
Yeah, but we do it in post, and that way it'll be like a professional version of it, and we'll just play it under us talking.
Oh, okay. All right.
But I don't want. You seem very excited about this.
Here, it's just a video. It's a video. Okay, so Little Buff Boys was a sketch that I wrote with Tim Robinson and Zach Cannon, which was just about a little kid's bodybuilding competition. But it really was just weirder than fuck. It was just, had this crazy long intro where Kenan Thompson was the host of Little Buff Boys.
And sexually ambiguous, Kenan.
Sexually ambiguous for sure.
Not in real life, in the sketch.
No, in the sketch, yeah. It was like, "I'm not touching him." It was clear that he had been in trouble before. At one point, we show the audience. This wasn't in the sketch that got filmed at Dress, but at one point when we were writing it, it went through so many iterations while we were writing it that shows the audience, and it was just nothing but 40-year-old white men. Just
acting like Buff Boys.
No,
the
audience for the Little Buff Boys competition was just 40-year-old men staring.
A lot of weird sweaters.
Yeah, it was just so many comb-overs and
that got taken out.
Members-only jackets. Yeah, they were like, "Oh, I
don't really need 40-year-old men.
I think it's
Can't
already.
We just use the studio audience.
It's already clear what's happening." Yeah, but so it opened with like this long. Kenan Thompson singing like little buff boys, like squeezing and scrunching, smushing and crunching.
Wait, what? Say those slowly.
Squeezing and crunching, smushing and smunching.
Did you write that song?
Zach Cannon wrote it.
Oh God, Zach Cannon, you're a genius wherever you are. I love you now more than I did because I didn't know who you were.
Yeah, he writes all like my favorite stuff. I shared an office with that dude. I was really lucky to do that. But here's this. See if it works.
All right, turn up Brooks's mic.
Welcome back to the 2014 Little Buff Boys competition. Little Buff Boys, squeezing and scrunching, smushing and crunching with their buff little bodies. And the boys, bodies are mean, Little Buff Boys.
Today.
So that's the intro.
And that's a video, and what you can see is, well, can we put that on the YouTube channel? And what is the?
I doubt it. I can't put that on YouTube. I gotta get it. I'm sure I have to get them to like give me the video.
Fuck them. They fired you.
No, they're being chill to me. I don't mind them that.
They're being chill to me. You know, SNL. They're chill. They came over. We hung out. Whatever.
When I came in the first time, I was pretty upset. I was pretty pissed off at them because you do get mad at them when they fire you.
But you do go back. Because you got that carte blanche. You walk right past security.
Yeah, I hung out at the offices the other day. But
who was the famous guy that people were waiting for Because for me, it was like Sandler and Farley. So I would always, I'd come out and be like, hey, look at all these people. Like, did you see Adam Sandler?
No, our cast, I think, we didn't have anybody super famous, man. Bobby Moynihan and Kenan Thompson were the two dudes who'd been there.
Kenan's probably got the longevity, too.
Kenan's been there like 12 years. He's so great.
Adam West did like a walk-on.
Yeah.
Like, he was in the original Batman in the 60s, so I'm sure you haven't seen it. If you haven't seen a 1980 Oscar
yeah, that one
movie.
looked. I remember seeing like it and being like this, like as like a 5-year-old.
You know what's amazing about it is it's a metropolis, and they're literally like picture like walking down Wilshire Boulevard to go to Citibank, but you're dressed as you're wearing a cape.
Oh yeah.
And everyone's like, "Oh, good afternoon, Batman and Robin."
Oh shit, really?
Yeah, it's incredible. And they just go to the bank to make it like a transaction, and then he gets robbed while they're in there. It's really good.
Why would you rob the bank that has Batman already in it?
Because they have to like go talk to a supervisor. And
oh,
then,
so they're in the back room.
Or you rob it because you can blow it up with Batman and Robin in it.
Oh, I see.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With all the
it's all adding
things.
up.
So Adam West had a walk-on in some sketch. I don't know what it was. He was very kind. He was very nice. And me and my friend Marty Greenfield, my really good friend who's been made famous with acid stories that I tell in my stand-up, we come down to go to my apartment after the show. Like, it's 1:30 in the morning. And literally there's like a guy with like stacks of photos of Adam West, and from the elevators to the revolving door, Batman coming down. And we're like, what? When's Batman coming down?
Oh man!
But I think Adam West had like left the building an hour ago. He's like, when's Batman? And like we're on the sidewalk. He's like, hey, when's Batman coming down? He just wouldn't stop.
There was this one dude that they always let sit right when you come out of the elevators before the doors, who's just like a super fan who like sits there and knows everybody's name, and like as a new cast member, that's weird. You're like, oh, I can't. Why do you know my name? But he was always too nice. He'd be like, yeah, you'll get him next week. just coming right out from a bad episode. Just some guy trying to be nice. Like, I think you're funny. We'll see it someday.
I think he's like maybe has like like a little bit of special.
Well, I don't know. He seemed really nice. I'm not going to say he seemed special, but he definitely. I might be a new guy. But he loved the show so much he'd got like this sweet spot and was always very nice to me, but made me be like.
I think I know who you're talking about.
He's a great guy.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying he's not a good guy.
Right.
I'm just saying I don't think he's like whatever. You know what? There's no good that can come from me furthering this conversation.
No, he seems great. And
so
he was
Little
very
Buff
nice to me.
Boys.
Little Buff Boys.
By the way, there's
Cut
a
for
video
dress.
that Brooks just showed me, and he's cheating you on the. What is the name of the YouTube channel now, my love, Corey? No, More Stories 37. YouTube.com/Mohr Stories 37, and that is the official thing. You can see me get choked out by Farts Griffin, and we have a good time. A little video right here we'll put up right now on Mohr Stories 37 on YouTube. But I wish I could put the video because there's a montage of children. You obviously superimpose like 135-pound like fighter.
We found real little buff kids.
Oh, you really did?
Well, I mean,
it looks like Uriah Faber and like Dominic Cruz, but like the UFC, you just put like a kid face on.
No, those are while Keenan's singing, there's real photos of little buff children flashing across the screen.
That is something you do not want in your search history on your computer.
No way.
When you go to the Mac store and they're like, can we talk to you for a second with this officer?
It's a funny thing.
It's a what? I'm just looking up little kids in Speedos flexing. What's the problem?
Tons of little
and amyl nitrate. So what?
Yeah.
And how to get cum out of a Scooby-Doo comforter. Listen, what other sketches of yours got cut? I got a couple. You want me to go?
Yeah, you go.
Weekend Update, I got a cut. 2 specifically got cut. And both reasons they gave me were complete horseshit.
Okay.
Did they give you horseshit reasons when your things got cut?
Mine were all, I mean, it was just like, you're new, we're going to go for a sure thing. Like, so like Taron Killerman, Kenan Thompson, and Bobby Moynihan crush every time they go on Update. And they're like, we'd rather just guarantee crush versus take a chance on you, which I was like, yeah, come on.
Rob Schneider used to have tantrums when like Sarah Silverman would do an Update piece about going to her sister's wedding. And then it would get on, and he'd be like, "It's fucking bullshit." Like, first of all, like nothing that he did got cut out.
Right. Also,
but he'd have a tantrum and go, "It's not news, man. It's a fucking news desk. If you're gonna write an Update piece, it has to be news. What the fuck, man?"
Yeah.
Hey, how come we're not writing anymore, pal?
Because you sound bitter and mean.
He's crazy, man. I had an Update piece where I ran for governor, and it was during when Howard Stern was running for governor.
Okay.
And then the only reason he pulled out was because you have to release all your financial records whatsoever. And he said, that's nobody's business, and that should have no bearing on whether or not you're governor, which I kind of agree with.
Right.
And so but you got to realize, like, Howard Stern probably would have pulled 40% of the actual vote.
Yeah.
But, this is pre-Sirius satellite XM. This is like he was the king, still is, king of all media.
Right.
Like he would have gotten millions of votes, just his listeners alone.
Yeah, you're right.
His listeners fuck Ross Perot. You want to talk about a third-party guy that could fuck up an election?
Yeah.
He might have won. So I said, you know what? Howard Stern joined the race. I'm going to join the race. Look, I don't know anything about politics, and I'm not very good with numbers, so budget will probably be a mess, but I will promise you this. If you vote for me, I will get you laid. I used to work on MTV with all those sexy MTV dancers. I'm in show business now on SNL. I have a lot of resources at my disposal. Vote for me. I'll get you laid. And I had like a little pin that says, I voted for Jay Mohr and I got laid.
Yeah.
And I go, and you get this pin. I voted for Jay Mohr and I got laid. And here's bumper stickers. Jay Mohr got me laid. And, 4 years from now, the roads, I'm giving you a very truncated version.
Yeah, I love it.
You talk more than me. And at the end of my 4-year term, maybe 8, depends on how late we're all getting.
Yeah.
The roads won't be paved. The schools will be a mess, but you won't care. And we both know why.
I like that.
And then it was ready to go. And then Herb Sargent was an older man, like white hair, and probably in his 70s, and he was in charge of Update Only. And it got cut, and I asked why, and it's that classic SNL, like, well, you'd have to talk to Herb about that.
Yeah.
And then I talked to Herb. He goes, well, you can't say get laid on television. And I went, what? He goes, I go, at midnight, at 12:30, 12:20? And he goes, no. And I sat Herb down, and like I begged, because I knew it was good. And I knew it was something that was weird enough that people would actually remember, like running for governor.
Yeah.
Like it was kind of a good, hooky thing. And I said, Herb, in 1978, Chevy Chase said nigger.
Right.
And now you're telling me in, 1993, I can't say get laid? He goes, can't say it. And I knew he was lying to me.
Yeah, that's
And I knew there was some weird just tell me we're long, or like what they told you, like you're new, we're going with the sure thing. And I'll go, all right, I'll do it next year.
Yeah.
But to tell me you are not allowed to say get laid on television after that Richard Pryor Chevy Chase sketch in the day, I was like stunned.
No, that's
heartbroken. And then I just
crazy.
drank until I vomited.
Oh, yeah, I know that game.
Yeah, you did it yesterday.
Yeah. Well,
I said, Brooke, when I saw Brooks this morning, I go, what do you got, a cold? He goes, nah, I've just been drinking a whole bunch since I got here.
Well, I visit LA. I've had friends here. So when I get here, usually it's just like a 2-day stint where I'm like, I'll drink 2 nights and then go back to New York. I've been here like fucking 10 days and I just drink each night with my friends. And I'm like, what am I doing? This is like, so yeah.
I think when you leave here, you should start day drinking.
No, well, probably will.
You said that like walking. No.
No, maybe.
What got cut update of yours that made you nuts?
I really liked one where it was the day before the Super Bowl and I came on as Anthony Kiedis. And I came on and was like, ring a dinga, bling ding da finga. And he's like, Seth was like, what was that? I go, I don't know. I blacked out. What happened? Like anytime I'd black out, he would just start. When I blacked out, I would rap rock.
As Anthony Kiedis. But what was it tie into the Super Bowl?
I was getting excited. I wrote a song about the Super Bowl, and then it was like go long for a pass, California love. Just it immediately developed into a California love song.
Yeah.
And he's like, what's that have to do with football? It was fun.
Ring ding ding. Do that again.
Ring a dinga, swing ding to finger. He's like, what was that? I get you. I don't know. I blacked out. There was one Nassim Pedrad and I did where we were a couple.
Nassim.
Yeah, Pedrad.
Okay. I just want to give people credit.
No, we did
These
this
are
thing.
important people to me.
Yeah, where we were a couple that had been only dating for 2 weeks, and we came on Update with like what to do for the Thanksgiving.
That's not news. What the fuck?
Exactly. Well, we came on to give people an idea what to do over Thanksgiving, what we were doing, and we just kept like making out, but then we knew nothing about each other. She found out I had like 7 kids scattered across the United States.
Oh, during the update.
The update, yeah, we just kept finding out new things, and she was like, "Well, you'll have to drive." I'm like, "Why?" And she's like, "I have like 9 DUIs," and I was like, "Oh, what's 9? What's like 9 mean?" And she goes, "It means I have 13 DUIs."
Did it get to dress?
It got to dress, and it did pretty well. And that's the thing; it got cut when it was in the show. It was great. It was really funny. Plus, it's with Nassim, who's been there a while. And it's good, team up with like a veteran.
Oh, the gal. And they say, okay,
yeah,
sure.
she's great.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
So it got through, after the Lawrence meeting, they're like, "Hey, we're gonna do your update." And I'm like, "Fuck yeah, this is great." Like in the Lorne meeting where,
and she's one of the stars of the show.
Yeah,
so
and she's great.
Good.
It's gonna look great, and I'm excited. I don't really care about the rest of the show at all. As I cared about, I got my update thing on. I'm like, "Fuck yeah, stoked, so stoked." And then but Lawrence was like, "Brooks doesn't wear a wig in it because I had a wig and dress." And then I go down. From Lauren's office, it's on the 9th floor. I go down to the 8th floor to the hair and makeup ladies. It takes maybe 15 seconds where I'm really stoked. Like, this is fucking going to be a great episode. I'm excited. I get to the hair and makeup ladies, and I'm like, no wig. We're not doing a wig. And, like, the lady hangs up the phone. She goes, it got cut. Like, in that 15-second walk. Like
from the 9th floor.
Yeah, from the 9th to the 8th floor.
They move the index cards around and crush souls.
Yeah. On my I had a great meeting.
It's been cut.
Yeah. Yeah, she's like,
ding, 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 California.
Yeah, exactly. I was so bummed.
It's amazing when you get a bald cap put on.
Oh, I never had that. Never was in enough to need a bald cap.
I had a bald cap put on, and I realized hair and makeup people, bless their hearts, because it's when you watch SNL, it's a lot of work that they do. But if you have, if that's the only thing you have for that show, and they'll send you in there like it's 7 o'clock at night,
right.
And they'll take from 7 o'clock at night to like fucking 11:20 to make the world's most perfect wig cap. And basically, a wig cap is good if you're in a lot of sketches with different wigs, because then they just lower the wig on and off the wig cap, the bald cap. Excuse me. But then once in one episode, I was heavy. I was Ricky Lake, and then I was Tony Bennett during one commercial break.
Yeah.
And in 3 minutes and 30 seconds, they put on a bald cap.
So you're like, oh, you guys were fucking with me before.
So it's whatever time you give them, they just take all of that time, and they just don't stop.
Oh man. That was Mike O'Brien did one of my favorite things there. He was only in the cold open and then nothing else. And right after the cold open, he like kicked the door out. He like kicked the door in like in a funny way to come out into the hallway from the studio. Goes, I gotta get changed for good nights. The show hasn't even fucking started yet. He's like, I gotta get in my good nights. Well, it's like, burr, 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 burr. Oh man,
ladies and gentlemen, Brooks Wheelan.
And then it's just O'Brien going, I gotta change. I gotta say good night.
See, that would have been a good sketch.
I tried writing a lot of behind the scenes stuff like that. That's what I was writing.
Last time I dug like, hey, I don't know, you've been away a long time.
Yeah,
you know, people are only in like one sketch or less around here.
Yeah.
You were explaining, I think, to
Andy Samberg.
Yeah,
how he had
Samberg. You're in like 8 sketches.
Yeah, I
Let
was
me
like,
tell you, it works.
I was like, Samberg, you seem to be doing okay up there, but it's changed a little bit. People like when you're only in one sketch and usually play yourself.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah, he's like, that doesn't seem right. I'm like, that's got to be right.
Samberg, good guy. Seems like a good guy.
Really good guy. Like, hugely why I was into SNL in college. His like digital shorts were the best.
Fuck, man, he got so much shit on like Lazy Sunday for starters.
Yeah,
is like other level.
It's so funny, it's so unique.
The Natalie Portman rap.
Oh my god, all of them, dude. Every time
you go to YouTube and type in Natalie Portman rap, you will be blown away. Like, first of all, the quality, it's like it's better than any rap video you've ever seen. And then she's just like, they're like, we love you, Natalie. She's like, I want to fuck you too.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
Like, she's all gangsted out. It's like
so
maybe,
good.
in my opinion, honestly, maybe the actual best thing Natalie Portman's done, taking nothing away from her acting work,
right?
But to like just go film that shit in the middle of the day and be like hardcore gangster and dropping F-bombs and talking about guys eating her box on the reg.
Yeah. Oh my god,
it's crazy.
Yeah, I sat in the Lonely Island's office when I moved. That was my office. It was their old office, and they still had like, they don't fucking clean the desks out at all there. Like in Che's desk was like Will Ferrell's like badge. Like,
hey, I found that. Hey, look at this sketch I just wrote.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there was notes from, I think, Akiva. I sat in his old desk, so he had his old notes in there, and I was like, these are fucking hilarious. It was, I think one of the things that was just written down was like a real bus monitor, a guy who monitored, like, instead of like a school bus monitor, a bus monitor, but for public transportation.
Like a city bus?
Yeah.
And like, what does he do? Just tell
No,
people?
I mean, it was just like notes written
yourself.
down. No, it was just notes written down on a piece of paper. It was just cool to read that stuff because I was so into those guys. And their movies are like Hot Rod. Have you seen Hot Rod?
I did not.
Hot Rod's like my adult Happy Gilmore of like how much I fucking love that movie.
You know, I will go see it on your recommendation because I never really liked the sketch MacGruber at all. I thought it was dumb.
Right.
The movie MacGruber was fucking hilarious.
MacGruber, yeah,
absolutely upper deck home run hilarious start to finish.
Start to finish. It's so weird.
Crazy. And you're like, why wasn't this in like 3,000 theaters?
I love that movie so much. MacGruber and Hot Rod are like my modern Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison, of like the two movies that I can like sandwich back to back and watch over and over and over.
I love Ryan Philippe. Like, I'll tell you, or MacGruber says to Ryan Philippe, like, I'll tell you what, if you just tell me where the codes are, I'll suck your dick.
No, he's so quick to suck dick.
And then he goes,
suck
like,
your dick.
no, I'm not gonna let you suck my dick. He goes, all right, I'll let you suck my dick. He's like, no, I don't want any way. He goes, I'll put a cucumber in your ass if you get. Like, it just gets so crazy.
He just
And
immediately.
then at one point in the movie, Ryan Philippe actually is, to his credit, sin bravely, as the expression goes. He's actually hopping around with a cucumber in his ass.
Yeah, it's celery.
Oh, celery. Sorry.
Yeah. It's so funny. Yeah.
I had a movie reviewer that was like an old like Broadway guy. His name is Lance Carruthers on Update,
Right.
and it went to dress and got a like nothing gets a standing ovation because nobody stands up in that studio. But it got like when Kevin Nealon continued the news, he had to like wait for my applause to die down.
Oh my God.
And this killed harder than anything I had done. More like people are like, Walken was so funny. I'm like, no, not really. It was weird.
Yeah.
Like there was no like places to like laugh. It was a completely different rhythm than like bits.
Yeah.
And it was the guy, he just comes out and he slides in. I had like an ascot and like a real shitty suit, like an old theater guy.
Yeah.
And I just come out like, yeah, hello, Kevin. And basically I had, instead of a thermometer, I rated all the movies on a yaw-meter. So like how much I went, yeah, like that's how much I love the movie.
Yeah, I love that.
And all the reviews were sung, like for Mrs. Doubtfire. It was like, hey, little girl, is your daddy home, or did he dress up like a woman from an old folks home?
Oh, this is fucking great.
And then it was like, Mrs. Doubtfire, I was in heaven on the yaw-meter. Yeah, I give it a 7.
Damn, was this on?
It got the dress and got applause so much that Nealon had to stop. He started reading the next joke, and then he had to actually stop and go, like Lance Carruthers, everybody.
Yeah.
And it was like the Kevin Costner movie with the kidnapped boy. I forget. It's a great movie. And I was like, his name. It was all. I just put everything to like old, like bad music. And I was like, his name is Costner. He's Kevin Costner. He kidnaps a boy. Clint Eastwood tracks him down.
Right.
And it was like something that rhymes with 10 on the yaw-meter.
Yeah.
It's a 10. Yeah. And then it fucking, like nothing I ever did in my, including stand-up, had ever killed that hard in my life. And then the note I got back was, it's gay, and we don't want to do like gay stuff.
Oh my God.
And then you watch like, I go, well, like Gap girls, they're just dressed as girls.
Yeah.
Like, so what's the difference? If it's funny, just let it be on.
That's fucking nuts.
That was the one to this day. I'm like, that should have been on television.
Yeah, for sure. That's perfect. It's perfect for what was happening at that time too, of these over-the-top characters coming on Update. It's fucking perfect.
Yeah, but you know what? When you're the new guy, you really do get the short end of the stick.
Oh,
the
dude.
rules are make the host funny, put women in it. Those were the rules when I was there, because New York, we were taking beatings in like the New York Post, Daily News, like that we were misogynistic. And then in my second season, Janine Garofalo was there, and she told the newspapers like it's a boys' club and it's this. And I was always like, well, write something that can't be like when Jan Hooks and Nora Dunn were on.
Right.
They were on 3. They dominated because what they wrote could not be denied.
Yeah, the girls. Right now, the girls kind of run the show.
Yeah.
That's, of the current show for sure. It's like the ladies are murdering. Like they're definitely murdering. Yeah. There's so many. The women on the show right now are so fucking funny. Yeah, you just can't deny it. It's like.
So how are you not like playing? Like some like Andy Samberg's friend on like Brooklyn Nine-Nine right now. You're so hireable.
No, I know. Well, I still live in New York. I'm like working on different shows and shit. I'm moving out here in January to like fucking.
That's what you came out to promote. Your move. You need people to help you move.
I need people to help me move.
Warriors
sure.
unite. Help Brooks Wheelan move.
I did write a sketch when Samberg hosted with Che. Me and Che wrote this sketch where it was a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Only me and Andy Samberg were. 2 white kids from Baltimore that it was called Judge Dad, It was just a ripoff of Fresh Prince, where Keenan had adopted us from Baltimore, and we moved in with him in his house, and we're like, oh man, Judge Dad's gonna be home, we're in trouble. And then Keenan walks in and he's like, what'd you boys do? And we're like, we don't want to tell you. And he's like, come on, would you cheat on your homework? We're like, no. And he's like, what, did you get hustled at the pool hall? We're like, no. And he's like, what'd you do? Did you mow the lawn too tight? We're like, no, we hit a dude with a car, he's fucking dead. Like, and we had just murdered a guy. He's like, oh shit. He's like, and then his wife came in and she's like, I told you not to adopt white kids. And it just immediately devolved into like these.
Didn't get on?
No, it was pretty funny, but yeah, it was just this whole over the top. He's like, what'd you boys do? We fucking killed a guy. He's in your car. And he's like, oh my God. And they're like, and we're sorry. We drove your car too. He goes, I don't give a shit. We got to burn the car now. Like, it just immediately fucking.
I like you guys like we're sorry, Dad.
Oh, are we ground? He's like, you going to jail. That's what he kept saying. He's like,
were you ever given a reason why? Did that go to dress?
No, it just
dress is dress rehearsal. At 8:00 you do the full Saturday Night Live show, in costume, everything in front of a live audience. And I always felt bad for that audience because then they get switched out for people that watch the real show.
Yeah, but I would rather see the dress if I was an audience member. Because
you get to see Buff Boys.
You get to see Buff Boys. You get to see King Kong sketch that I loved. No, that didn't make dress. It kind of ate it at the table. There's
Tell
sketches.
the King Kong sketch again. I love this sketch.
King Kong sketch.
Why do sketches get cut? It's too crazy. And then people that watch Saturday Night Live go, well, that was really horrible. Like, how did that... The most commonly used phrase in the negative when it's Saturday Night Live is, how did that get on air? And the answer that Brooks and I can give you is, we don't know.
Yeah, sometimes, for sure. Well, the King Kong sketch was... It was a Christmas episode, which every sketch was Christmas-based but mine. But the single sketch where basically King Kong had been raping me. That was the idea of the sketch.
Well, you went, all right. I remember this from the other time you were on the podcast when we were speaking into a phone with our lips touching. Hot.
Yeah.
And I was like, where's my wife with the chili wife beater now? We could really do some damage here.
Yeah.
Who was the other guy?
It was me and Jimmy Fallon.
And Jimmy was trying to sell Broadway.
Yeah, the idea of the sketch is from the movie King Kong, but the part of the movie they leave out where they pitch fucking chaining a gorilla to a Broadway stage. So we go to meet this guy, Broadway producer Taron Killam, and we're like, we've got your next smash hit. And he's like, what is it? Swords and Sandals? What is it, a musical? And we're like, no, we've captured
Swords and Sandals.
Yeah, Swords and Sandals. That's a Zach Cannon original too. He's like, no.
I love, and my wife hit me to this, fake like play or movie names in other movies.
Yeah.
Are always the best.
Oh my God!
Like, hey, we're going to see Bases Loaded tonight.
Like any movie they see on Seinfeld was always like, what was that one? Like Tuscan or whatever. The one that they kept the movie they kept.
I've never watched an episode of Seinfeld start to finish.
I fucking love it.
That's your Raging Bull and
absolutely. Okay, but so then the idea was we're pitching bringing King Kong to Broadway. The whole time I'm in a neck brace, and he's like, "What's going on with your friend there?" And then Jimmy Fallon's like, "Oh, that's Julius, my brother. He belongs to Kong. Kong owns him now." So I've just been raped by King Kong a bunch, and I'm just like, he'll murder us all. That's all I keep saying. It's like we've opened a Pandora's box. And he's like, well, your friend seems a little weird. Like,
you should have just kept rubbing your bottom with your hip palm.
I should have. And then King Kong growls. You find out that me and Jimmy are romantically involved twin brothers who refuse to play theater politics. And then that's a big speech he gives. Yeah.
We don't do gay stuff.
And then King Kong growls in the back. He's like, go see what he wants. And I put on lipstick. And I'm like, I know what he wants. And like fucking murders. And it's...
Was there a King Kong arm or anything?
No, you just heard him.
Okay.
Oh, this other really funny thing is Taron Killam goes, that's not what we do here. Gigi, come in here. And Kate McKinnon comes in. He's like, Gigi, show him what we do here. And she's like, really, boss? And he's like, yeah. So she goes to take her top off. And he's like, not what we do back here. It's just clear he's been having sex with all these women in his office. Either way, so we go in. This is the first time I've ever seen this happen in the Pix meeting, in the Lawrence meeting, where like they move the cue cards to what's in the show. I'm looking. I always started at the bottom and went up of what was the last sketch of the
Wednesday night after the.
No, that was after dress. This is after dress before live. The only time I've ever seen this, fucking 2 sketches side by side for the final spot. One of them is King Kong. I'm like, what the fuck does this mean? And they're like, it's a game time decision. One of them is King Kong, and the other one is like a duet by Jimmy and Cecily, to like Baby It's Cold Outside. Like it's like a cute fucking Christmas song.
I remember watching that and thinking that was cute, but I don't know. I mean, I understand the sentiment, but
it was basically
a sketch. It was a straight. They did it straight. It was sweet.
It was very sweet, and
but it wasn't like
and it was great. But it was like literally like
not why I watched the show.
Yeah, do we want to do this like fun Christmas thing or see new dude being raped by King Kong? And it was like a toss up, and then right at the end they're like, we're going with the other one, and I was like, damn.
Look, we can't have King Kong raping you on the birth of Christ.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, maybe the resurrection be a better time. We're off the air by then.
Totally, yeah. And then. Yeah, but the King Kong one,
Would you like some gnocchi?
Yeah. Fallon was like, I'll come back up and do that sketch with you anytime. I'm like, that's not how the show works.
Maybe with Fallon, he's got the juice.
I would love it if Jimmy Fallon came up during like, Lady Gaga's episode and we just did that sketch. That would be my dream.
Could he get you rehired?
Oh, I don't know. That guy's, he was so nice. I mean, that dude is so fucking... His show's killing it so hard.
I remember when he first started doing stand-up comedy, he did all guitar songs. I saw him at the Melrose Improv, and he would bring out a troll doll and set it on the stool, and he would just, it was like the strangest thing. Instead of just doing Alanis Morissette, he would sing Alanis Morissette to the troll doll. And then if he did like Billy Corgan from Smashing Pumpkins, he would do, that sounded like fucking Jerry Lewis. That was the worst Billy Corgan ever. He would do like a Billy Smashing Pumpkins song to the troll doll as Billy Corgan. And I was like, it's kind of brilliant because like if you're afraid to be on stage, first of all, you have the comfort of the guitar, but then you never have to look at the audience. You're staring at a goddamn troll doll for 20 minutes and then you're out of there.
Oh, that's insane.
And if something doesn't work, you just switch out like doll, you get a different colored haired doll.
Yeah.
But it was like, but his singing impressions, which never were done that much on SNL, I don't think, were like perfect.
Well, he does them all the time on his fucking show now and crushes it.
Yeah. And he's got the roots.
Yeah, and he's got the roots.
No sketch. Sure. Are there sketches in a Roots album?
I don't know.
I need you to find out.
When I listen to the Roots, I just listen to Spotify like greatest, like just their top hits. I've never listened to like a full Roots album. You know what I mean?
I love that like 1980s your cutoff spot for like important
pop culture, anything. Yeah, it's gotta.
So you getting raped by King Kong got cut.
Cover time.
And did it do well at Dress?
Fucking did great at Dress. I mean, like what happens a lot at Dress, like when they do release stuff, like now they release shit like Cut for Time, but they released one sketch of mine.
Where do they release it? On Hulu?
Yeah, they just put it out on like fucking YouTube, like Cut for Time. But here's what's up. King Kong sketch did well, but it was like 4.5 minutes. We were going to cut it to like, 3.5 minutes and it would have murdered, like you see the dead spots when you see it at Dress. So it did well at Dress, but it didn't murder to where I knew it would have when we cut out the shit that didn't
Yeah, I mean,
work.
Jimmy Fallon wants to sing something sweet and it's like heartthelt.
I don't think it was Jimmy's call. I mean,
No. I'm just saying that's... I mean, if those two cards are on the table, that's...
Yeah, it's like, and it's a Christmas episode.
And he's the host.
And I was told, like, we're definitely doing the King Kong sketch sometime later this season. We just need to wait for the right host. And then that host, I was just fucking praying John Hamm was going to host because he's perfect for that character again. John Hamm saw Little Buff Boys at Dress, and like after the show, he's like, "Hey, if I ever host, we're doing Little Buff Boys." I was like, "No, we're doing King Kong, man!" Like,
wait, so he was just there as a visitor?
Yeah, he's like, if I host, I want to do Little Buff Boys.
He'd be the best.
It would have been great. Yeah, it would have been so good. But yeah, then the host just never showed up to do the the other King Kong guy. Which, for me, I didn't give a shit, but the dudes I wrote it with were like, no, it's got to be perfect. And I was like, we just need to get it on.
Yeah, it doesn't. The host has nothing to do with it. All you have to do is go, I know what he wants.
Yeah.
When I did Walk-In the first time, it was week 2. It was Shannon Doherty and Cypress Hill. And it got cut. It was the last sketch, and it got cut. And I was like, and I called everyone I knew, like, I'm on tonight. And it's not on. And they're like, why did you call us and tell us to? Because they don't know, like, things get cut.
Yeah.
They just think you lied.
Right. That's crazy.
And then Lorne, for some reason, was walking around the big writing table, like, with his hands in his pockets, like,
what? How
are things going? And then, I was in Jim Downey's office, and he was telling me, like, just stories about Joliet, Illinois high school basketball, like, weird shit.
Oh, yeah, dude. Downey had left the season before I got there.
Downey did not want you to leave because he basically lived there, and between, like, 3 a.m. and 8 a.m. was, like, the most depressing. So if he could just he would, like, bullshit until, like, 3 in the morning, and then you'd get to work. so he'd have like people around him. It was really sad. But the thing with Lorne was he goes, any things in the works for this week? And I said, well, I don't really know. And he goes, how about the walking? And I said, I think I'm going to wait until I had somebody in mind, so-and-so host. He goes, no, this is like the most positive thing that Lorne Michaels could say. He goes, no, definitely submit it again. You have guilt and momentum on your side.
Oh, what?
And I resubmitted it, and it was fucking Aerosmith was the musical guest. It was great. And I forget who the host was, but it was Jeff Goldblum in Aerosmith.
Okay.
And he played himself it was just weird people that you don't want reading your mind. It was Christopher Walken's psychic friends. And I could be at your house giving you advice, romance, things like I could be in your garage right now. And then when John Turturro came on, he did a walk-in too.
Oh, yeah.
And it was fucking like aside from Farley being in a motivational speaker sketch, hardest I've laughed on camera in full view of America because he's doing walk-in like, but he kind of did like a deaf walk-in.
Yeah.
And I just could not. I'm Eugene walking, your brother. Like I just couldn't hold my shit together.
That's amazing. I never laughed on camera, but I don't know.
Well, when Chris Farley is rubbing your head so hard to make your wig come off, that'll make you.
I wasn't on a bunch. There wasn't a lot of opportunity to laugh on camera.
You get on a motivational speaker sketch and you just have to sit there like in a classroom.
Yeah.
You were powerless over Farley.
Oh, I can't imagine. It sounds great.
And he would always do something weird between dress and air. Like in dress, we did a Scared Straight one, when like the prisoners scare the kids.
It's like one of my favorite ones. I watched The Dress where it's like a full on. I watched The Dress while I was at SNL from that sketch where it's just like Sandler openly starts slapping his leg from laughing.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
And then, so he comes out in his gray prison outfit. Martin Lawrence sells us to Chris Farley.
Yeah.
To talk. And then Chris Farley, between dress rehearsal, he just comes out in his gray prison jumpsuit and you're just laughing hysterically. And then during live TV, he goes, this is my man Matt Foley. And he comes out and he is fucking, for some reason, drenched. Like his entire, like if he dumped water over his head and he just come out soaking wet and you're just on site, you're gone.
Right.
And then Martin Lawrence hands Farley the cigarette and Farley is supposed to say, sold 7 bitches to the homie in the cornrows.
7 bitches.
And he goes, sold 7 bitches to the homie in the homie rows. And then he looks right down the barrel of the camera and goes, oops. It was over.
Oh, God damn it. That's what I just wish I stayed at SNL enough to have that confidence that you get in like the fucking 5th, 6th season of like, I can fuck around.
If Farley was like Jim Morrison, Mick Jagger, Robert Plant, Slash, like everybody wrapped up, but bigger.
Yeah.
He was the sun.
That sounds great.
It was crazy.
I fucking love that.
Brooks Wheelan's comedy special is called This Is Cool, right?
This is cool,
it comes out January 27th. That'll make a nice Valentine's Day present for you gentlemen out there. Oh, me and Dave, I asked you about if there was a gorilla arm, because Dave Attell and I were in a sketch as extras. And there's nothing more humiliating than when all your shit gets cut and they're like, could you be a bailiff and just stand still?
That was, you have to get over hating that, which I never really got over.
I told them no, and I regret it. In hindsight, I'm like, oh, that's how you, because you watch old episodes and you're like, well, Phil Hartman has no lines for like a year.
Yeah.
Or like John Lovitz and all, like Sandler's just in the background doing nothing.
I know, that's why I was a little grumps. Like Sandler didn't fucking murder his first season. That's why I was a little like, oh, come on. It takes you like 2-3 seasons to fucking get in the groove there. But I know exactly what you're...
Or not. Ellen Cleghorn's first season, she was the first sketch. Zareta the Page.
Oh, what?
Yeah, with Michael Jordan.
Yeah, I mean, clearly I wasn't. I showed up. I'd never written a fucking sketch in my life before I got hired.
What did I know? John DiMaggio, who's been on this podcast many times. Come on, Flames! He told me, I kept complaining, like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And he's like, he's massive. He's like a giant of a man. And he grabbed me and kind of like picked me you could slide a piece of paper. He didn't like pick me up in the sky, but you could have slid a piece of paper under my feet off the ground.
Yeah.
And he goes, bro, go home, smoke a joint, and make believe you're a fucking writer.
Yeah.
I'm tired of hearing about this. Because everybody wants to be in your position.
Oh,
and you're
for
like,
sure.
bro, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm supposed to write sketches for my new job. I don't know if you've heard of this show. You're a comic. Yeah, have you heard of this Saturday Night Live thing going on? It's like some nutty thing they want me to be a part of.
Yeah.
It's like the one show you can never complain to your roommate about.
There was somebody told me the other day that Lauren was like mad at the cast or something about how like nobody stands up to the hosts like how Chevy and Bill Murray used to do, and it's like, yeah, because that was a brand new show. It didn't have 40 years of history to be terrified of by the time you got there.
And they were coked out.
Well, probably, yeah.
No, probably they were.
Yeah.
That's why the schedule's as crazy as it is now, is it's on like a 1978 Coke schedule.
Right.
And they never said like, we could probably make like a 10-day run-up. Like, why don't we film the pieces that are filmed a week in advance?
Yeah, and people get pissed. They're like, why are the tape sketches better than the live ones? Oh, because that makes funnier when you can do the right cuts.
Yeah, when they were written over the summer.
Yeah, well,
why does the monologue always suck? Because it's written an hour before the show.
Right.
And I never understood that. Like, you got like Sarah Jessica Parker comes in, she's game, she'll do anything like fun wise, you know, like Baldwin, like John Hamm. And then what's the monologue? Oh, it's okay. And then like an hour before, it's like, all right, I guess I'll read this off of cue cards.
Yeah.
They probably should have some input. But David Tell and I were doing a 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea sketch with Kelsey Grammer.
Oh, that's like one of my favorite sketches of all time.
It makes no sense.
It doesn't make any sense. It's fucking
and at the
insane.
end, a giant tentacle comes in. It's like it should be in the Macy's Day Parade.
Right.
And then me and Tell had no sketches, and we were like really going mad. And then if you watch it at the end, we were literally punching each other in the dicks.
Oh, I guess.
I was like, Kelsey Grammer's like, we must save the submarine. And we're like just grabbing and pinching each other's like dick helmets. Yeah. Like that's on camera, just hitting each other in the dicks.
Okay, I'll watch that.
Fantastic. Brooks, get the CD. This is cool, right?
Yeah.
Is there a comma between cool and right?
Yeah, this is cool, right?
Yeah.
I guess right question.
Where did you record it?
Madison, Wisconsin.
At the
Comedy on State.
Man, everybody says Madison's the spot.
It's my favorite. I have 3 favorite comedy clubs. Acme.
Penguins?
No.
It's an Iowa place, people.
Yeah, Penguins is where I started. The 3 best comedy clubs that I've been to. Acme in Minneapolis, the Comedy Attic in Bloomington, Indiana, and then Comedy on State. These places just fucking
Jackie Cashian's, I think, shot her special. No, at Acme in Minneapolis.
It would make sense. It's where Hedberg recorded Mitch Altogether. It's like
such a great album.
It's such a great album. That's the dude I made my album with, made Hedberg's album, so that's why I was just like, his name's Jack Vardy. Super cool.
Stop dying. Jesus Christ, for real.
Yeah.
You know why? Because I don't want to drive by the Laugh Factory and see that stupid stencil. Rest in peace. Make God laugh.
Oh,
that's what Jamie Masada always puts up on the side. Yeah. Make God laugh.
Yeah.
Everybody that dies, that's what he puts on the side. It's a nice sentiment.
It's a nice sentiment.
But after a while, you're like, you know what? Just put the name.
Yeah.
Like whatever. So you recorded it in Madison. People say that's a crazy room.
It was great.
You've obviously never played Comedy Works in Denver.
I'm doing Comedy Works in Denver. That was one of the other places I was told like you could record it there. I'm doing that in March. I'll be there in March.
Single greatest comedy city. You will feel like you've cracked through to the other side like somehow. It's not the altitude, it's not the pot. There's some in both rooms, the big one and there's a little one downtown that seats like 200 people that's like underground.
That's the one I'm doing. I'm doing the downtown one.
It doesn't matter which one you're doing. Denver is crazy, and you better text me after your first show and say, oh my God, like you feel almost embarrassed, like, whoa, easy everybody.
Yeah, hey guys, these are setups, dude.
Yeah, it's that crazy.
That's how the album is. Like they're just like Madison, they were still good. I'm like, like during the album, like people are gonna think I fucking faked this. You guys are laughing too hard at.
Did you say that on the album?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Like this is ridiculous. Like stop applauding. This is like not that great.
So tweet us at Brooks Wheelan, at JMoore37, movies you would like to see made all black. Or black movies.
Wizzification.
The Wizzification.
Yeah.
Nikki Cox, ladies and gentlemen, with the perfect phrasing. And again, she would throw herself on you, she said.
Well, it sounds great. She's a babe.
That's what I tell her.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Well, she is, yeah.
I agree with you. It just... She sometimes just the way your hard drive is installed. You don't think the way others think of you.
Absolutely.
But look, get the album, and are you going to figure out some pre-sale code or some? How do you not pre-order an album?
I don't fucking know,
everything.
Man. Look, I don't know.
If I go to Amazon right now through jmohr.com.
Okay. You definitely can't. It's definitely not on there yet.
Oh, well, then I'll close my computer. You know what? I'm going to go to jmohr.com anyway because I'm at, I just want to see where I'm playing January 24th. Oh, Turning Stone Casino in Verona, New York. Ah, see, look, I found that info out. And there's a bunch of videos on my website. Did you get a website yet? Sweet.
I do have a website now. It's great. I really love photography, and it's just like a half photography, half comedy website.
And is it brookswheelan.com?
Brookswheelan.com. Yeah, it's just like kind of like, dude. It's about traveling around and taking photos, which is like what I like to do whenever I go on the road, I always rent a car and then go to whatever the closest national park is or like state park and just like.
I saw you tweeting a lot of photos like that. So I'm glad you're doing this.
That's what I like to do.
Can people email you on your website?
They can contact my manager.
You got to set it up. Corey can teach you how. Where they just email you and then you email them, and it's just all, they don't get your email address.
Right.
Like you can email me at jmohr.com, and when I email you back, it comes from like, is it jj@jmohr.com? And then it's just like, hey, when you come into so-and-so, you go, actually.
Oh, that's a fucking great idea. I'll set that up this week. Yeah.
She can help you. She did my whole site.
That sounds great.
If anybody has any complaints about my website, call Corey Fry at 323. Corey recording today. Thank you very much.
Thanks,
That's Corey
Corey.
Fry. Brooks Wheelan, the CD. January 27th. He does not know how to pre-sale